Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to our class. So last time we stopped at variables. So we have looked at two different types of variables, which are the independent variable and the dependent variable, and then we touch a bit about control variables. Okay, so if you look at your book, so we have the independent variable, the dependent variable, and then followed by the control variable, and lastly the extraneous variable. Now let's revise a bit about the independent variable and the dependent variable. Okay, so if you refer back to your book, the independent variable is a variable that is manipulated or changed by the experimenter in order to see its effects on the dependent variable. So in this case, the one that is manipulated here is, remember this experiment is about knowing the effects of wearing different shoes in the speed of running. So the one that is manipulated here is the different types of shoes that is worn. Okay. The dependent variable, on the other hand, is a variable that represents the measure that reflects the outcome of an experimental research study, right? So the one that is measured is the speed of running. So this would be the dependent variable, and the types of shoes will be the independent variable. So apart from these two, we also have the control variables. A control variable is some other things or other variables that might affect the experiment, but it is control or remove. Okay, apart from the types of shoes worn by the runner, which is the independent variable that is tested in this experiment, other variables can also affect the speed of running. For example, the weather, the outfit that is worn, and the type of track that the runner is running on. So all this can also affect the speed of the dependent variable, or the measurement of the speed. So what do they need to do? To this, they have to control it, or they have to remove it, so that we can only focus on the dependent variable. So that all this would not affect the speed of the dependent variable. So that is a control variable. The following types of variable is an extraneous variable. Now, an extraneous variable is a variable that cannot be controlled. In your book it says extraneous, a variable that has an unpredictable impact on the dependent variable. It's unpredictable impact on the dependent variable. Now, it cannot be controlled, and it has unpredictable things. It also includes unpredictable things that happen. For example, in this type of research, okay, so you conducted this research one day, let's say on Monday, and then during the whole experiment, for the second or third round, suddenly the rain starts falling heavily. Okay, so that would be an example, and then the rain might also affect the speed of running. Okay, so it's something that can't be controlled, and it's something which is unpredictable. So usually this type of variable would be reported in the limitation section of the research. Okay, so what problems that the researcher come across during the whole research, right? So that is some of the types of variable.